When you think about the wealthiest Jamaican musicians, your mind probably goes straight to hit songs and huge world tours. But honestly, that's just scratching the surface. The real story here is about strategy. It's about building a brand, and it's about creating an empire. So today, we're not just going to count down a list, we're going to break down the actual blueprint these artists used to turn their incredible talent into real, lasting wealth. All right, let's get into it. So, right off the bat, who do you think it is? A legendary reggae icon? A modern dancehall king? Well, the answer is probably not who you're thinking of. And trust me, understanding why they're number one, that tells you everything you need to know about how wealth is built today. You're gonna want to stick around because the final reveal completely changes the game. Okay, so before you can build an empire, you've got to lay down a solid foundation, right? For our first group of artists, that whole foundation was built on one single idea: making something that lasts, something timeless.
All right, kicking things off at number 10, we've got an absolute icon, a real pioneer who was taking the sound of reggae to the world way before it was a global phenomenon.
We're talking about Jimmy Cliff. I mean, his role in the classic film The Harder They Come, that didn't just make him a star, it turned him into this international symbol of rebellion. But if you look at it from a business angle, it cemented his legacy for life. For more than 50 years, his songs have been quietly racking up royalties from movies, from other artists covering them, from all kinds of licensing deals. See, this isn't about one hit, it's about pure endurance. Jimmy Cliff's career proves that real, timeless art is one of the best long-term investments you can make. Now, let's jump over to number 9. This is an artist who took a totally different path to the top, and he's living proof that sometimes all it really takes is one massive, perfectly timed explosion. Yep, we're talking about Mr. Boombastic himself, Shaggy. His 2000 hit, It Wasn't Me, wasn't just a song, it was a global event. It became this anthem that pretty much defined that whole era of reggae fusion. But here's the smart part. Shaggy didn't just cash the check and call it a day. No way. He used that incredible momentum to fuel consistent touring, land smart brand deals, and manage his music catalog like a CEO. He proved that if you have one monster crossover hit and you back it up with some sharp business moves, you can set yourself up for life. So this is what it all boils down to for part 1 of the blueprint. You can see 2 main paths opening up. On one hand, you've got the Jimmy Cliff model. Create timeless art that pays you for decades. On the other, you've got the Shaggy model. You land one knockout global hit and build a whole business around it. But for both, global recognition isn't the end goal. It's just the beginning. Okay, so you've got the foundation. Now what? Well, the next step is all about scale. It's about taking that powerful Jamaican sound and making it the world's soundtrack. Next, we're gonna see how a few artists who completely mastered this took things to a whole other level. Now, to really get how to crack this global code, we're actually gonna jump ahead in the countdown to look at number 6 and 3. I know it's a little out of order, but trust me, these 2 perfectly show the 2 main ways to achieve global stardom. At number 6, you've got Sean Paul. His strategy was brilliant. Relentless collaboration. By jumping on tracks with huge international pop stars, he basically made his sound a permanent fixture at every party on the planet. Then, at number 3, you have the king of dancehall himself, Beanie Man. His strategy was different. He pushed the entire genre of dancehall into the mainstream, making his own hits impossible to ignore. One dominated by being the ultimate feature, the other by being the main event. So what's the takeaway here? Cracking the global code isn't just luck, it's a strategy. You have to get massive reach, you have to stay relevant with smart collabs, and you have to build a brand so strong that your specific sound becomes its own business model. These guys didn't just make dancehall music, they made dancehall a global commodity. All right, but here's the thing, the game has totally changed. The new generation of artists, they aren't waiting around to build a business after their music career takes off. They're musicians and entrepreneurs right from day one. This is the modern Moguls playbook. And to see this in action, we're actually stepping back again, this time to numbers 8 and 7 on our list, the Marley Sons. And again, there's a method to the madness here, because they perfectly represent the 2 sides of the modern mogul. On one side, you have Ziggy Marley. He has masterfully taken his father's heritage and evolved it, building wealth through constant touring, children's books, and carefully licensing the family brand. But then you have his brother, Damian Jr. Gong Marley, who took a totally different path. He fused reggae with hip-hop and then went hard into diversification. Cannabis businesses, music festivals, even real estate. One preserves the legacy, the other is busy reinventing it. And that brings us to number 5, an artist who is the absolute definition of the new era of the self-made digital mogul. Popcaan, man, his journey from a small parish in Jamaica to the global stage is a masterclass in how to build a modern brand. Through his connection with Drake's OVO sound label and his own unruly lifestyle brand, he's totally blurred the lines between music, business, and culture. He's into clothing, endorsements, you name it. And it's all designed to keep his bank account growing just as fast as his social media following. So there it is, the modern playbook, laid out plain and simple. First, you diversify into business right from the jump. You don't just sell music, you build a whole lifestyle brand that your fans can literally buy into. You use social media and digital platforms to stay directly connected to your audience. And you make smart, strategic partnerships to blow up your reach. It's all about turning fame into financial freedom and doing it fast. We're heading into the home stretch now, the very top of the list, where the money is on a completely different level. This is where the big twist in our story finally happens, and the full wealth blueprint gets revealed. So, who's sitting at the number 2 spot? Well, it's not a single person, it is a timeless, global empire. And the giant of them all? The Bob Marley Estate. Think about this for a second. More than 40 years after he passed away, his name is still generating hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue every single year. The Marley family has done something truly incredible. They've taken their father's powerful message of peace and unity and turned it into a global business ecosystem. This is so far beyond just music. This is about brand immortality. Just take a look at this breakdown. Music sales? That's just one slice of the pie. The real money? It's in global licensing, merchandise, and all the branded products. Everything from headphones and t-shirts to cannabis and coffee. Bob Marley didn't just write songs. He started a movement that has since become a massive, multinational enterprise. So that leaves us with the ultimate question. If a global icon's immortal brand is only at number 2, who on earth could possibly be number 1? And here it is, the plot twist we've been building up to. The wealthiest public figure in Jamaica isn't a musician at all.
It's Usain Bolt, the world's fastest man. And I know what you're probably thinking. Wait, a sprinter? On this list? And the answer is absolutely. Because Bolt represents the final, most important lesson of the entire blueprint, turning fame from any field into a diversified financial empire. He's successfully launched his own music label. He's in fashion, restaurants, tech, you name it. He proves that this blueprint isn't just for musicians. It's for anyone who can build a powerful personal brand.
So here it is, the whole thing, the complete Jamaican wealth blueprints. Step 1, you start by creating something timeless that people connect with. From there, step 2, you achieve massive global reach. Then, and this is crucial, step 3, you have to diversify far beyond what made you famous in the first place. And finally, the most important step of all, you build and you own your brand. That right there is the real engine of wealth. In the end, it all comes down to this one powerful idea. The richest people to come out of Jamaica aren't just incredible creatives or athletes, they are brilliant strategists. They get that streams can fade and fame can be temporary, but owning your rights, your brand, and your assets, that lasts forever. The real wealth isn't just in the talent, it's in turning that talent into an empire.